next program is how to swap the two numbers with the help of a temporary variable and without a temporary variable. The two programs we are going to see in this swapping of two numbers. I'm giving the program name as swapping.c. So we'll be executing the two programs for this swapping. First, let me make you clear understanding what do you mean by swap. First, we have two bowls. Let me call the bowl A and bowl B. In bowl A there is sugar. In bowl B there is salt. Next, I have a temporary bowl called temp. Now what is my challenge over here is I want to shift the contents of bowl A, sugar, into bowl B, provided the two contents should not mix. So what are the steps we are going to follow in this? In order to swap these two contents, first I need to swap the contents of bowl A into the temporary bowl, that is temp. So technically how we need to write it as part of our C code is temp equal to A. The bowl name is A and the contents of A will be shifted into temp, which means sugar is being poured in the temporary bowl. Now which bowl is empty? The bowl A is empty. The next step is A equal to B, which means the contents of B, that is salt, we are putting it in bowl A. Now which is empty? Bowl B is empty. So whatever the empty part is there, just write it on the left hand side. B equal to temp. The content in the temp, that is sugar, now it is being poured into bowl B. This is how we can achieve the swapping of two contents, and this is very important for us whenever we go over sortings or any real-time applications where we want the data movement. Now let us see the code how to swap the two contents with the help of a temporary variable. The problem statement: to swap the two variables with a temporary variable. Now we are swapping the contents of two variables with a temporary variable. Hash include stdio.h. Now I require the two variables. I am assuming the two variables as A, B, and the other variable as temp. Let me just input these two values with the help of scanf function. First I should give a message to the user: enter the values of A and B. Enter the values of A and B. Scanf %d, as we know that format specifier for integer is %d. We need to give the locations where the value should store: address of A and address of B. Now first I am displaying the values of A equal to %d and B equal to %d before swapping. Here we need to give the arguments A and B. Now as we have seen the example, now let us write according to the same logic. First, which bowl is empty? The bowl was temp. Temp equal to A, which means now I am transferring the contents of A into temporary variable. Next, which is empty? A is empty. A is equal to B. Now I am moving the contents of B into A. Now which is empty? B equal to temp. After writing this logic, let us see what would be the values. The values of A equal to percentile D and B equal to percentile D. This is after swapping. A comma B. Return 0. Let us execute this code. Now it is asking for enter the values of A and B. Now let me enter the value of A as 11 and the value of B as 22. So you can see the values of A equal to 11 and the value of B is 22. It is before swapping. Once the logic has been executed, then you can see the swapping of the variables A and B. A value was 11. Now after swapping logic, A value is 22 and B value is 11 after swapping. So this is how we can swap the variables with the help of a temporary variable. Now let me try to explain the next program to swap the contents of two variables without a temporary variable. Which means now I am removing this temporary variable. Now the logic behind this is how we can swap the values without using temporary variables. Now the first statement I am writing here is A is equal to A plus B, B is equal to A minus B and A is equal to A minus B. So this is the logic behind the swapping of variables without using a temporary variable. If you take a small number, then you will understand how we can swap the two numbers. Like let us take the value of A as 5 and the value of B as 3. Now what is A value here? A value is 5 plus 3. It is 8. Now what is B value? It is A minus B. What is the A value? 8 minus 3, that is 5. Now B value has shifted to 5. What is the A value? 8. 8 minus 5. Now A value is 3. So this is how you can swap the two numbers without using a temporary variable. Now let us execute this code and check whether we are going to get a correct result or not. Let me give A value as 5 and B value as 3. So the value of A equal to 5 and B value is 3 before swapping. After swapping, the value of A is 3 and the value of B is 5. So this is the actual logic how we can swap the two numbers without using a temporary variable. Sometimes this kind of question will also be asked in the technical rounds in an interview.